Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Knifey here. Thanks for coming by. In this one, we're going to be talking about the Trap Assassin build. And this is a pretty popular build. And so let's just go right over to the planner. Here we go. So for the Trap Assassin, let's go down to my notes here and go to the skills. So for the skills, we're only going to be using this side of the trap skill tree. You might want Wake of Fire for leveling purposes, but eventually you'll want to drop that because your main ability is going to be Lightning Sentry. Okay. And then you're also going to want Death Sentry max, alright? And you're going to definitely want Burst of Speed for utility, as well as Fade for extra tankiness in certain situations. You may find it useful. So I recommend just getting one in there. I also like to pick up the Shadow Warrior at least, and sometimes the Shadow Master if you got enough spare points. And sometimes Mind Blast is okay if you want to convert enemies, but really not necessary. So you won't touch any of those. Alright, so this is kind of what it's going to look like. But we're going to obviously fill out the synergies for Lightning Sentry here, which is going to be Charge Bolt Sentry. And Shock Web here. And then we're going to want, since Fire Blast does have a synergy with Death Sentry, it gives one shot per 3 levels. So basically the max you can get is 18, right? Because 20 and 19 divided by 3, that doesn't do anything. And plus skills from items won't contribute to synergy. It's only the raw points. So you're going to want to max that at 18. And these two abilities, Shock Web and Fire Blast, are actually somewhat useful. It's kind of like a single target. Just you can throw it down extra once your traps are laid down. But yeah, with the Trap Assassin, mostly going to want to just be laying your traps down through a doorway or at corners to be able to hit enemies. And you really don't even want to be there at all as an assassin. Okay. And then of course Burst of Speed is going to increase your trap laying speed, because that is what traps depend on. Alright. So this is what our skills are going to look like. And now let's go through the gear really quick. So for Trap Assassin, you're going to want Shaco here. And we're going to want Shale on this for the faster hit recovery. Okay. Now, for the Amulet, we're going to go with the Mara's Kaleidoscope. Okay? Or if you have a rare Assassin Amulet with cast, or with just pretty good stats, that would be also okay. But I think Mara's is a pretty good universal amulet. It's not too hard to get. And any Mara's is okay. Obviously, you want something like a 25 and above would be the best, right? And then, of course, perfect would be most desirable. Okay, so for the armor, since we're going to be teleporting a lot on the Assassin, probably going to want an Archon plate or some type of elite armor that is also considered a light armor, like the Dusk, the Worm Hide, the Scarab Husk, or Wire Fleece. Okay. When you start getting into Diamond Mail, these become like medium armors, except for the Great Hauberk. It's also a light, but the Archon is also a light, but with the highest defense. So that's going to be what you're going to want to aim for, okay? Now, for the weapon here, going to go with a Wizard Spike, of course, because it's the best, honestly. It really is the best. In my opinion. Okay. So, it just has insane mana boost, insane all resist, faster cast. It's so easy to find. Alright. You can go with Heart of the Oak or something else like that, but then you will need to get a extra 10% cast rate somewhere else on a piece of jewelry, most likely. Okay, but this is my build, so I recommend going with the Whiz Spike. It's just the most fluid, and you won't have mana problems. Okay, so this is why I chose this build. I've been working on these for a long time, and I think this is the most fun for me, and I just want to share these. So alright, we got Monarch here for the shield. Alright, and if you didn't notice, this jewel was a all resist with faster recovery. Okay, you can want to just stack the resist on the Whiz Spike there, get 90, get that extra tiny little bit of hit recovery to boost you through the breakpoints here. Okay, and then for the shield, you can get away with the spirit with a 33, actually 34, but 35 is the nicest, but I'll just leave it on 33 because that'd be okay. You can also go with the superior on this, okay, and then actually, yeah, you can also add a superior to the Enigma too. Okay, and then for our gloves, we're gonna want Mage Fist. Now these are good for leveling. You'll probably want to upgrade these eventually to Crusader because you'll be able to wear these with the plus strength from the Enigma. But these are good for leveling because this plus fire skills will actually add to Wake of Fire, okay, while leveling. So as you can see, all the other skills are 9 and Wake of Fire is 10. And yeah, that's because of this plus fire skills. We mostly need this for the cast rate. And the mana regen is nice. Okay, and then with an upgrade, those will be some nice defense. Alright, for the first ring, you can go with the Nagel here for the Magic Find. You can also go with just a stacked Magic Find ring, right? You can get the prefix and the suffix Magic Find ring if you really want it. You can go for a 40, but I like the Nagel ring, okay? It's got 3 magic damage reduction, 3 attack damage reduction. It's pretty easy to find. You can find a 30% one quite easily. So go with that. Alright, for the belt, we're going to want gold wrap because this increased attack speed is going to increase our trappling speed. And then since we're a magic finding build, it'll be quite easy to get a lot of magic finds. So yeah, we're going to just stack it in the belt. You'll get a nice light bonus, gold, magic find. You'll have it. This is just a nice belt, okay? And with the troll belt upgrade, it's going to have some pretty solid defenses. Okay, for the ring, go with a Raven Frost for the cannot be frozen. The dexterity bonus is also nice. Okay. For the boots, go with War Trams from those stacked Magic Find. And the nice Strength Vitality bonus, some reasonable run walk, and some pretty high defense. Okay? You won't want to upgrade those, that strength is just a bit too high. Maybe not actually, you'll have to see. But just the normal War Traps usually are good enough. Alright. Now let's add our charms here. Gonna need an Annihilus and a Torch, of course. The Assassin skill's already on there. That's good. And we definitely just must include this. And this is a faster hit recovery charm. 5% one at least. And that is to get to that 4-frame breakpoint with the 86%, okay? And that's why we need the shell. That's why we need this jewel here. And ultimately, that's why we need this. Alright. So, as you can see, we got some stacked skills here. Alright. The bonus to burst of speed and fade and shadow is good enough with just 1 point. Alright. Now, for the weapon swap, you're going to want a call to arms. Probably in crystal. And just a basic junk spirit shield and a monarch. Okay, we'll use an ethereal just for reduced strength. It won't matter really with this particular build, but just to signify that it's the junk one. Right. Okay. Now, there we go. That's our swap. Now let's just calculate the stats really quick so we can have a nice idea about what kind of vitality we'll be having and so forth. Now we want to take this off and this because, yeah, we want to just make sure we have enough strength here. We might need a bit of strength on this build, which is okay. Yes, 95 is enough. Okay, so just get it a bit, equip the war travs. So maybe don't upgrade those war travs. And then do the enigma. And then you will definitely have enough to equip the monarch, okay? And then pretty much with all of our plus stats from our charms here and from our Ravenfrost, of course these are perfect stats, so we may not have that, but for the dexterity we don't even need any stats in dexterity to equip the whiz spike, which would be probably the highest thing to equip. Yeah, so as you can see, getting these three things is a good boost to dex to help you cover that whiz spike if you need it. Okay, and then the rest, of course, is going to be vitality. So we're up at 700 life here, and then dump all our stats in vitality. Boom, we got a base of like 2.2k life here. Okay, so that's really solid for a build. The assassin gets quite a lot of life per vitality. So yeah, so she's quite tanky. Okay. Especially with if you ever need to turn Fade on too, that will help. But let's make this even more tanky because we got a call to arms, and we are going to cast Battle Command, and boom, battle orders. Let's see how much. Okay, that's like a whopping 1400 life increase there with the battle orders. So this assassin's going to be stacked on life, and it's going to have max resist, of course, and some good physical damage reduction. Okay, so we're not going to go with max block on this particular build because it's a softcore build. Alright, and we don't necessarily need to go max block with this build. Of course, we don't want to get hit, but we should be tanky enough. We should be okay. Alright, now we want to activate Burst of Speed, of course. And we'll have Cloak of Shadows, which is a nice kind of a debuff against enemies. Just throw it in the back there. And, yeah, we'll want to summon our Shadow as well. Oops. Oh, why can't we summon the... No, you want to put Burst of Speed and summon the Shadow here. Why can't we summon the Shadow Warrior? That's weird. What did I do have a point in there. Whoops. Yeah, so I don't know why that's not working. But, yeah, you will have a Shadow Warrior there with you, okay? Maybe you have to have a claw, let's see. Oh, that would be tough. Oh, let's just say this. We need to wear a claw. No? Okay, so I think maybe the website's a little bugged, but yeah, you will be able to summon that Shadow Warrior, okay? And then you will have a Mercenary. Alright? But that'll be the stats and skills covered. And all of our defenses are maxed. As you can see, we're at the 4-frame breakpoint with our faster hit recovery, and we're at the 103 breakpoint with our actually you could even go to 32 on the shield. Yeah, so you could even do a 32 monarch, and you would still be good with the cast rate to get that 10-frame breakpoint. Okay, and that's mostly for teleport, okay, and your other abilities, because traps aren't affected by cast rate, but you'll want to be teleporting pretty fast, and yeah, you'll be covered with the trap laying speed by a burst of speed, okay? So, for the Mercenary, you can go with an Act 2 defensive Nightmare Holy Freeze, or if you want to spare corpses for your Death Sentry ability, you may want to go with just like a normal defensive or like a normal combat, okay? But I believe that the best would probably still be the Act 2 Nightmare defensive. Alright, for the Helm, gonna want this with the Raw, right? Or you can bust it out of there and put this special jewel. The good old Ruby 30 fire resist Jewel of Fervor with increased attack speed. Make it a nice and red one for the rubiness. And that's going to be the best slot socket and helm slot for your merc. Okay. And you'll want a Fortitude Sacred Armor on the sky. Ethereal Bugged, of course. And you can check out my guide for that if you're interested in learning how to ethereal bug them. It's pretty simple. Alright, and for the item, this is where it's going to get tricky, because you're going to want Infinity, probably a Thresher or a Giant Thresher. Maybe you'll want to calculate the DPS out on that, but probably with the base speed on that, you might want probably the Giant Thresher. Okay, and you want an ethereal one because it's a merc. Alright, and that is because you're going to want this Conviction Aura. That is key for the lightning abilities on the Trap Assassin, okay? Because the monsters in Hell, if you do have an Infinity Mercenary, the Conviction Aura actually is strong enough to break most of the lightning immunities in Hell. And so, yeah, the assassin will be able to take out most things with Lightning Sentry. And if not, then you can use Death Sentry, which is basically like a mini corpse explosion that shoots out. And yeah, that does % damage. So that's a really strong ability. That just makes the Trap Assassin one of the most stacked builds in the game, and one of my favorite builds. And actually, probably my top build for hardcore. But this build is just softcore. So, yeah, you want to be strong in softcore as well, because if you want to get a max level, you know, you'll want to be tanky and strong enough, right? So, for the Trap Assassin, for the charms, you can always increase your skills and get a few of these. I don't like to fill my inventory totally with charms like some people do. Some people, they will go all the way. They'll have a cube, I guess. They carry things in their cube. I don't know. I don't know. I like to carry, you know, a few things, right? You would have you would probably have a town portal scroll, right? You would have a town portal scroll and stuff in there on the side as well, right? So yeah, I like to carry a few things, but yeah, with this build, you probably want to stack the Magic Find. It's quite easy to get 300 Magic Find, which is, I believe, the best number to aim for, about 300 or so. And then, of course, you can always stack some small charms with life, okay? With mana. Oops. Small charms with mana. Okay. small charms with defense. Okay. And you can get some other mods on these. You know, some resists. Okay. And then you can also get some with Magic Find, which are pretty easy to get. These little small charms of good luck. With just a 7% Magic Find, you can stack a bunch of those. And stack that Magic Find up to 300 pretty easily, okay? And yeah. This build is pretty good for magic finding. Because the assassin, like I said, can kill pretty much anything in the game with Lightning Sentry or Death Sentry, okay? And especially with Infinity. So, this is the build. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. And if you have any ideas or comments or any build suggestions of your own, go ahead and add them, and I'd love to hear them. And I'm pretty excited for the release, which is going to happen as of this video. It's going to be tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys in D2 Resurrected, and thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time. Peace.